So I'm here to give you an update regarding okay, I was, you know, hospitalized 1 gram, 1 gram, 1 gram of the solumedrol prednisone on June 1st through the 3rd after severe visual loss, visual acuity to nothing. And of course, visual field, I mentioned that was just, you know, typical how we have it. So I just had a meeting phone initiated by my ophthalmologist now whereby she completely rules out completely LHON just strangely popping up, here 24 years later again. So it's, I guess, good news for y'all who are new, obviously, to LHON that it's going to pop up again later on. She just said, no, it's just usually the first onset, and that's basically it. And that's what my thought was all along, too. But my thought, oh, maybe it's just LHON preventing my optic neuritis from being recovered faster, because typically optic neuritis gets better 2 to 4 weeks, 92% of the time. And then, of course, she had an issue though with, we might want to look at NMO. Just look up NMO. It's the antibodies just keep going and going and going. She wants to at least consider that. So we're looking into communicating with neurology to figure out what we can do about the strange testing that they have for that. They could look into brain fluids. I don't know how somehow they do that. But on top of that, she is looking into the plasmapheresis, because the reality is I had it done in 1998, 1999, and I put out a question in our group, what kind of successes has anybody had with it? And 100% of the people said nothing. So in this case, we're not saying it is NMO, but whatever the situation is, what is this? Oh, it's just a crease on my shirt. It's not for the levers. So maybe we can see something, some kind of improvement, which would be cool. Not just NMO, but she is, I don't know what percent, but big time, believing that this is a flare of the multiple sclerosis. Well, of course, this is most common one of the most common symptoms. More than half of people with MS have this symptom that pops up, which is optic neuritis. I'm still going back, even if it is NMO, okay? Even if it is MS, it's triggered by heavy metals, which I had. Anyway, I went back. I had to go back into the. I've been keeping in touch with nurses, and let's see here. Yesterday I went back in because I got off this prednisone and I was having severe pain in my right eye and then also my left eye now, worse than what I had before the prednisone, which pain is obviously inflammation somewhere. So I thought maybe that's going to put me on 60, 40, 20, milligrams of the prednisone, but no, they just threw me right in as an outpatient yesterday with 1 gram of solumedrol. But yeah, I just talked to my ophthalmologist, and she's really taking strong initiative to look into this plasmapheresis, because she believes this is MS. And like I mentioned too, though, that we're seeing an actual reversal, not this remission stuff. MS and even I believe in the levers is not just random stuff that pops up and then just kind of chills out for a little while. No, we're doing something to our bodies that's causing this stuff to onset and then or progress or whatever. Reactive oxygen species. We hear it from all the neuro-ophthalmologists. That's a big one. And then of course, well, what's reactive oxygen species? When I'm doing drugs or alcohol, cigarettes, vaping. I really believe on the 27th or 26th of May, I hit something something hit me in my right eye, which was a bunch of sand or something on Beach Street in Daytona Beach. I noticed it, and what if it had some kind of lead or arsenic? I guess mercury can come from the ground too. So, and now, of course, when I'm doing my scooter, which is so much fun, I'm wearing goggles. It's nice. No more dealing with bugs getting in my face, eyes, and no more. Like, why didn't I think about this before, right? I guess there's a law in Florida. You're supposed to be wearing, even on a bicycle, you're supposed to be wearing sunglasses, some kind of glasses or something. But yeah, I got the basically it's a shield. When you're on a scooter, it's just goggles are just a shield. Yeah, no more sand, no more just strange things whacking me in the eyes. Your eyes are part of your brain. So I get you big time good news, I guess, for our community that we got, ophthalmologist Acevedo in here at Daytona Beach. Highly doubts any kind of, it's not doubt, it's just no, straight up no. It's not LH1 acting up strangely after 20. Well, and I couldn't see that it is either. So I post updates on my anybody wants to add me as a friend, great, go ahead. I'll accept you in our group. And let's see here. I post updates on I haven't been to Eyesight since 2012. I could be around all kinds of corona stuff and be around people with STDs, touching their hands, shaking. I'm not going to get anything, but I'm around all kinds of stuff, and I'm just my body's just going to be healthy all the time. And just getting whacked by heavy metals, that's another issue. Even if it is heavy metals, it's this is all fixable, and I think that labors is related to heavy metals. So I got a test that I'm doing. I got a hair sample test. I need like 4 inches of this, though. We'll see. But that's it's going to be delivered, and I'm going to keep giving you updates, and this is really fun. I'm really convinced that we're going to completely cure and reverse all the multiple sclerosis. Because the MRI June 1st, 2021, showed no new lesions, nothing. Did the gadolinium to highlight any new stuff? Nothing. However, my ophthalmologist, she did say, she gave an interesting point. It doesn't show any kind of lesions around the eye, whatever, and optic nerve, stuff like that. So that's why she's still speculating that it could just be straight up multiple sclerosis, which is great, because there is a good prognosis of recovery, which right eye right now, visual acuity is still like nothing. And then of course, visual field is improving substantially, which, improvement for me is going from, not being able to see any blue sky, just all like light orangish, like brownish color, not light orange, but brown, orangish or light brownish color, to I can see probably 20 to 40% of the blue sky, which is big for me. And just some other little things I've seen is improvement. Like the electrical outlets, for example, I can see that there is black where the things get plugged in, as opposed to not before. So it's been an improvement, which is impressive. Left eye has definitely decreased visual acuity. I don't know about field. Maybe decreased. But at the same time, I can also make a point that my left eye has gotten better, because my left eye has always been, 20/60 to 20/200, or counting fingers at the, right now left eye is at 24 to 30 inches counting fingers, but I can also tell you right now the time is 5:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Florida. I'm at 64%. So I can, and here we are, like 12 to 14 inches. So I can at least read these things with the visual acuity where we are. So, but I'm telling you, we're gonna get this Leber's completely reversed, and the MS. What I do, it's a leaky gut. How do you clean up the MS with the way I have, and I've gone no more than 8 grams of saturated fat per day. That's this Roy Swank diet, and his practice was taken over by he's put in Roy Swank on Facebook. You can see his various studies that he's done, and then of course Dr. McDougall took over his practice, and they're having just amazing results for all patients with multiple sclerosis, even when they're in a wheelchair for decades. And I was paralyzed for a few days in 1990. In 2015, of course, I had severe. Whole side of my body was shut down, left side, and that was July 28th through August 4th, 2015, when I was admitted to a hospital in Westlake, Ohio, which is near Cleveland. And then I got completely better with the steroids, and then the right side of my body shut down mid-September, and that's when I went to what they call vegan. I'm not into that vegan culture too much, but it's just it's just the kind of diet. It's mostly raw fruits and vegetables. I do my spicy potato sauce tacos from Taco Bell. I replace cheese with tomato or obviously rice. I like that too. And of course, replace beef tacos with rice. So mostly, I have a lot of kale in there, arugula, spinach, carrots, yeah, tomatoes. What else is in there? I do a lot of potatoes, baked potatoes too. So this is a fun update, and I'm really excited, even though you lost eyesight, Jason. Well, MS, I mean, the whole right side of my body shut down, and it's still, I'm getting way, way stronger and better. And this eyesight thing, I'm taking leadership in this, and that we're gonna make sure that our eyesight is 100%, 100 better than 100%. We're gonna see better than before we were affected. So this is fun. Thank you all. If you want to message me, tell me that you messaged me in our comments, because it goes to like that special box, and I don't read all that. I don't go to that box all the time. And feel free to add me as a friend. It'd be great to be involved with more people in the community. Thank you.